Right, good evening everyone. We are live here for round 12 here in the Bronze Division. I'm F7R Jack. I'm taking over for Nathan today, who's getting your internet provider. So yep, hopefully we should be seeing some nice speedy internet in gold from here on out, but you're stuck with me just for this evening. As you can see, 20 drivers on the grid. Absolutely amazing to see a full grid here in gold. Some new drivers as well, like Nat Mobile, who's the first one out as well. Be interested to see what Nat can do. We have also got drivers like ART Tomo, also reserving Casey, who I think has done so previously before, but who's eager to get back on track. So it's going to be very interesting to see what we can see from these drivers. You know, there's a lot of proof here. It's a very difficult track, Jeddah. I'd say one of the more difficult ones on the calendar, as my game volume is nearly giving me a headache. But yep, that's the standard car engines on this game. Let me know if it sounds too loud, guys. I will adjust it. Obviously, it's not my setting because it's a CS7 account. But no, it is absolutely amazing to be back in Jeddah, amazing to be back on comms. Most corners of any F1 circuit Jeddah has, so 26 corners. So I didn't actually know that until I researched it, but no, Jeddah's one of my favourite tracks. We've got P2 today down in the Silver Division for those of you who watch that. Absolute chaos and getting held up by a retiree in the pits for 7 seconds. So standard EA stuff, but we will digress and we will go on board with Nat Mobile as he will set the benchmark here in Jeddah as he barrels down in towards turn 1. Again, you want to hug the right hand side as much as you can, right up towards the wall, clip the inside curve, and he does so well. He's got a really good run through there if he can handle the tracks. He's got a little bit of a snap coming through turn 3, and now barrels down towards turn 4. You can't turn in too early there, otherwise it will take your front left tyre right off, as I found out in fantasy this season. Yep, less about that the better. As he comes through 7 and 8, easy flat, easy to go flying off on that curve in the race. I can guarantee you at least one driver's going to do it. And he's got his teammate ahead of him, of DRL Jake. Not much team play going on there by the Williams team, but I think Jake's just more worried about getting out of the way. Good evening, Nathan, mate. How are you doing? As he comes out of turn 10, the sweeping left-hander of 10, now coming through 11 and into towards 12. Very, very tricky corner, this one, as you want to set up the best run for the straight. You don't want to take too much this curb on the outside. You don't want to get too close to the wall on the outside of course, turn 15 as well. As he comes through 16 and 17, easy flat through here, as he barrels down in towards turn 19 and 20. Again, small breakers out here, but so easy to lose the car again on the curves. But you've got to ride them to get the most out of this track. Nat Mobile's had a very, very clean lap so far, may I add, as he comes into the final couple of corners. Now let's see what kind of benchmark Nat can set. We've seen a 1:27.8, if I'm correct, in silver. Let's see what Nat can do here in the gold division as he comes up towards the line now, and he does a 1:27.5. That's a very, very good lap there from Nat. Very good benchmark for the drivers to go and beat Jax to speed immediately with a 1:26.9. That's a very good lap there for him. B right on the wheel, may I add. So it's absolutely amazing to see Ben on the wheel. He's usually a controller player. He's taken the challenge of being on wheel today, and we'll stay on board with him as he finishes his flying lap here in qualifying as he comes down towards the final couple of corners. Again, very easy to do a Max Verstappen through here and go into the wall, but Ben taking it very cautiously. I'm not sure if he's backed out of this lap. No, he's continuing. Just taking it nice and easy, trying to find his feet early on the wheel. Up towards the line he comes, and he sets a 1:28.4, so a very, very respectable time there for Ben. We also have DRL Jake in the first sector. We'll try and find someone a little bit further along on a lap. We've got Casey in the final sector. We've got a couple cars in front of him, but we'll stay on board with Casey here in the LP. Gets a little bit squiggly coming into the final corner. Oh, he bashes the wall as well. He's very, very lucky not to get damaged. Paco to the 26 flat. That's a great lap left from him. Then the Ferrari and Nick just go to start a lap. And there's Casey, despite smashing the wall, does a 1:25.9. And maybe smashing the wall is a lot faster way of doing that final corner. I don't know, but he's set the benchmark so far. Nick, of course, just starting his lap. DRL Jake, of course, just coming through sector 2 now. See if we can find somebody a little bit further along. I think we've got a Ferrari. I think that's a Jax, who is just coming to retire. Same with Jake. So we will go back on board with the Williams driver. We've seen his teammate set the benchmark initially with 1:27.5. Let's see what DRL Jake can do in that Williams car. Luckily enough, it's not like the Williams team have realised where if he crashes, he won't be able to race this weekend, or his teammate won't be able to race this weekend as Williams go about it. But up towards the line comes DRL Jake. Let's see what he can do. In that Williams, he beats his teammate. He does a 1:26.9, and that's an absolutely phenomenal lap there by the Englishman. We've also got Nick just on a lap as well. And, yep, couple of crash outs already from Levi Martins and Undertaker Dillon. As, yeah, I did see some of the retirees. However, we will focus on the non-retirees, the people who have managed to stay on the circuit so far. Hopefully we don't have many as we did in Silver. I think we had a total of 8 crash outs in Silver. Of course, it's a very difficult track, but it's reduced damage, so, you know, you've got to have a fair old whack to go through the car, but up towards the line comes Nick, who's done a phenomenal job for Mercedes in realistic, does a 127 flat. So, not the best of laps from Nick, but I have no doubt he'll be able to improve on that by some fashion. Let's go on board with Henke now as he enters Sector 3. And he comes up to the line. He's got a suspiciously large amount of ERS, Henke, so I think he will be coming into the pits. Yes, he will be. So we'll go on board with his fellow countrymen of Sendro, the 2 Norwegian drivers here in Formula 7 racing. We've got a couple more, but of course not active. But here is Sendro now really pushing on. The McLaren realistic driver as well. Been doing phenomenal things for the realistic team. Of course, much to my detriment, as I am the Aston Martin realistic team boss here at Formula 7 Racing. But into the final corner comes TTL Sendro, really pushing that AlphaTauri to the absolute limit as he now moves right over to the left-hand side and up towards the line he comes. Can he challenge Casey at the top of the leaderboard? No, he can't. He does a 126.3. So that lap from Casey is a very, very good lap. And yeah, don't worry, Dylan. Of course, you got the whole race to go, mate. So mistakes happen to the best of us, especially on a track like Jeddah. But here comes Oster. Of course, in the Alpine, he was home for a good reserve. He's got one this weekend by the looks of it. He's got Casey, who's currently in P1. Let's see if Oster can get anywhere near his teammate here in the Alpine. And he comes in towards the final corner, hurrying the right to open up the left. Again, tentative on the throttle, getting that turned in nice and early. And up towards the line comes Oster here in the Alpine. And he goes P6 with a 126.7. And it's a very, very, very good lap for Oster. And currently an Alpine 1.6. So I think Alpine would take that in real life. But I think Oster might want to be a little bit higher up on the grid. But a very, very good benchmark time there. Of course, we do have short qualifying today. So, of course, very difficult for these drivers to essentially have 2 or 3 runs, essentially, to be able to nail a lap. We have a couple of drivers on out laps. I'm going to be very biased here and see what Lewis is doing. And, of course, Lewis has been a gentleman, letting people out of the way who aren't even on laps. Just too much of a gentleman is Lewis. But we'll try and find somebody who is, of course, come up to a lap. Sendro's not. ART Tomo is, though, here on his debut here in Formula 7 Racing. Let's see what he can do with the Mercedes driver as he comes through turn 1, 2 and 3. Let's see what he can do in that Mercedes. I did horrible things with the Mercedes earlier season realistic. Let's see if Tomo can have a better run of things. Of course, it was very last minute for Tomo as well. He had, I think, about 5 minutes worth of notice to come in onto the grid, so it's going to be very, very interesting to see how he handles that. And so far, he's had a very solid first sector, a little bit squiggly coming out of turn 3. However, other than that, he set a very, very good benchmark. 2 tenths faster than my Sector 1 in qualifying in Silver, so that's a very good summer thing so far. But of course, I think he's still got a lot more time in him, Tomo. He's just got to adapt to the track as he breaks early down in towards 16 and 17. And as you can see, Tomo really pushing on here. He was very, very late on the DRS, though, I noticed. But let's see what he does now. Coming in towards Sector 3, right on the limit on the curb. And again, you can just see the car want to get a snap and go flying out. But he manages to hold it very well, does Tomo, as he now barrels down in towards the final couple of corners. Does the Mercedes drive and up towards the line. He comes to get a nice bit of slipstream there from the Alpine in front. Takes the shortest run up towards the line. And Tomo goes P6 or 126.6. So very, very good lap there for Tomo. We'll go and find another driver on the lap. Here comes F1 Jax, who has been absolutely phenomenal over the last couple of rounds since joining Formula 7 Racing. He had a great run of into the Netherlands despite a few incidents. He also had a great run in Mexico where I think he won the race. So here comes F1 Jax through the final corner and up towards the line comes the Ferrari driver. Can he get anywhere near that pole position time into the 25s of Casey? Remember, Casey had that massive whack on the wall as well, so it's even more impressive. And F1 Jax is a 26 flat, which is an absolutely phenomenal lap. But undoubtedly, he will still want that provisional pole. And I think we'll stay on board with Takui. I don't believe, yeah, he is down. I didn't want to believe it, with Takui being such a good driver, but yeah, he is down on his lap. Here comes Fanfonius now in the McLaren. Of course, a driver renowned here in F7, not always looked upon for the best of reasons in the past, but he's been absolutely phenomenal since returning from Fonius. Never a dull moment with the Dutch driver. He wears his heart on his sleeve and he drives like it too. As he comes out of the final corner up towards the line, comes the Dutch driver Fanfonius. Can he challenge the top six here? Currently in P8. He goes P6 for a 126.3. Absolutely phenomenal lap there by the Dutchman. Lewis W. also doing a 126.7. So a great lap there for the Alfa Romeo driver. And Casey goes pole by a further 10th. Well, 125.891. And he might be unstoppable today. That is such a good lap. 2/10 around Jeddah is a huge feat for F1 Jacks have to find. However, if anyone can, for sure it is Jack. We've also got B Wright, who's just on the in lap. We'll see if we can find a driver on a lap. I think Dev P is the American driver in the Aston Martin. I think he's coming down to the final couple of corners. There he is. As he comes out of turn 26 and up towards the line, comes the American of Dev P. Let's see what he can do in Aston Martin. He comes into the pits. So he's doing the Lance Stroll version of an Aston Martin. Here comes UFIL, Mr. Poem, up towards the line. So eager to race here on Formula 7 Racing. Let's see what he can do. On his first running qualifier, he beats Zeto. He does a 127.6. And do you know what? Considering this is the Gold Division, that is an absolutely blistering lap time. That would have gotten Paul in silver by a substantial distance. And that's his first run. So he can be really, really proud of that, Poem. Because that's an absolutely brilliant lap. Let's go on board with Henke, the person who used to be a spin merchant, who now is a win merchant, as he comes through the final couple of corners, a Norwegian driver, leading this championship, dominating this championship over the rest of the field. Up towards the line comes the Alfa Romeo driver, CPI Henke. Let's see what he can do. He's supposed to finally start to sniff around this man like we've known for some time. And he does a 126.4. By Henke standards, that's not a blistering lap time, but he's in the ballpark of the MS7 drivers. Also, V10 Reese doing a 126.1 on his flying run. That's a great lap there from Reese, who's had some bad luck as of late in races, but you know, Reese is always a fast and consistent driver, so it's absolutely amazing to have Reese on the grid. And of course, as a league director as well, we'll try and find a driver on a lap here. I think Reese is actually just about to start one, maybe. We'll go on board and we'll just see if he's got enough fuel to go again. Nope, unfortunately not. Jake also saving. I think that's Nat Mobile, who was on lap. Yep, it is. Coming through turn 1, 2, and now 3. Again, Nat had a very good first sector last time around, but you can see he's right the way down the order. I thought it was a very quick lap from that. But nope, these gold drivers are getting better and better each and every week. And you know, the fact that Reese is in P4 just shows how much he's improved. To go from controller to wheel in such a short amount of time and be this competitive is a phenomenal achievement. He should be really proud of that. But as we can see, Nat Mobile is 4 tenths up, coming out of Sector 1. An absolutely phenomenal Sector 1 yet again. Oh, he gets a massive snap, he's hit the wall! I have just jinxed Nat. I'm so sorry, buddy. Thank you for getting out of the way of the cars behind, though, just in case. But yeah, Nat, unfortunately, having a little bit of a whoopsie. But yeah, we'll see if we can find a driver on a lap. I think, nope, Zetu's not on a lap either, so I think everyone's just on in-laps at the moment. We will double check just to see. I think Henke is just about to come out after, of course, he's changed his tyres. We've got Onstad on our out lap, so we'll stay on board with him. Of course, still in the top 10 is Onstad. Still only done that one flying run with a 126.7. So it's a great benchmark, but he's going to have to gain about 4 or 5 tenths to be in the ballpark of the top 5 yet. You just see him just going on the brake, just warming up his tyres, getting them in the best possible window, ready for what could be his final flying run here in qualifying, which will be, I'm going to rephrase that, will be his final flying run in qualifying, as there is 2 minutes 40 left on the clock. So drivers will just be coming out for the final runs. Onstad will be the first one on the grid to be able to do that. I don't know why they can hear me, hold on. I sincerely hope that's fixed. I don't think it has. Ah. You see, you can tell I've not been on com for a while. But yeah, we will go back on board with Owen. So he's going to have a lot of lap traffic here. Thank you for that, by the way, Red. As you can see, lap traffic getting right out of the way there. The Alfa Romeo and the Haas doing a very good job of just staying out of Owens' way and letting them progress with his final flying lap here as he comes through Sector 2 and barrels down in towards turn 16. Late on the brakes there for the Alpine driver. And yeah, coming out of course, 19 and 20 and in towards, of course, turn 21. Of course, late on the brakes, you want to hug the right-hand side here. He does it well. Again, just a dab of curb, not too much. Again, carrying the momentum through, and I think this is where he's going to have a few issues, because you can see on the minimap, there is a lot of lap traffic and a lot of drivers preparing for the laps. And I think a few, if they're not too careful, might accidentally get in the way of them. But they got the way quite well so far. And here comes Owenstar up towards the line. Not ideal conditions for a flying lap here for the Alpine driver. But where can he put that Alpine car? He goes P8, he does improve. But I don't think that's the kind of improvement he would have wanted. Let's go on board with Reese. He was half a tenth up coming out of Sector 1. So not a bad start to the lap there from Reese. I think Reese is one of the early onsetters. I think the other one is Zetu. We'll go on board Kersey as well. Kersey's in Sector 1, of course. So, yep, we'll stay on board with the AlphaTauri of Reese, who is a 10th up here. 1/10 could be the difference between P4 and P2 here. Can he have a great Sector 3? Can he get anywhere near the time of Kersey? He's getting a massive amount of slipstream from the Haas in front as he breaks for the final corner, trail breaking down, carrying all the momentum on the outside. He's going to get a massive slipstream, in fact. He's going to get a massive benefit here. Could he get pole position? Here, he can't. He misses out by a 10th of a second. That's a phenomenal lap there by Reese. Sendro's pushing as well. In the other Alpine, there's other drivers all pushing to try and finish this lap. Here comes AERT Tomo next across the line in the Mercedes. Not quite got the lap in he would have wanted so far, but a last minute reserve. He's done a phenomenal job. Massive skid out of the final corner for Tomo. Really pushing the limit. That Mercedes car is into the pits. So it will be the McLaren behind, I think, of UFRL. Mr. Pullum up towards the line. He improves slightly. He beats Nat Mobile. Sounds like some kind of, mobile service, but yep, moving on. We got Nick on that. We got Kersey, who's improved yet again to do a 25.8. That is absolutely phenomenal. Paco's down. Sendro is coming up towards the line. Henke's did a 125.824. Absolutely phenomenal lap there. For the Alfa Romeo driver, only 1.5 hundredths away from Kersey. He pulled out right at the end, Henke. I was wondering where that pace was gone. Oh, and he's backed out of it here. Has Sendro, and I think we might be coming right to the end of qualifying here. Dev P is out of ERS. Nat Mobile up towards the line he comes. He goes P10, well, 126.6. So I think he'll be the last one to improve here, as I think Dev P, unfortunately, has used all his battery, and that is it. Here for qualifying in general, an absolutely phenomenal qualifying session. Brilliant pace shown by all the drivers involved. In case he takes pole by 1.5 hundredths of a second from the Norwegian driver of Henke. And may I add, B Right is absolutely chuffed with himself, and so he should be. P12 on wheel. His first gold race on wheel. That is super impressive from the Aston Martin driver. It's a very wheel-based track, Jeddah. It's a great one. If you're going to learn wheel, go and race at Jeddah, because it's got absolutely everything you want for a wheel track. But that is it. And it's the Northern Irishman of Kersey who does take pole position here at Jeddah. Henke in P2. Reese on the second row alongside F1 Jax. Paco alongside Sendro. Fanfinis alongside Onset and P7 and P8. DRL Jake and Nat Mobile rounding out the top 10. And as we can see, some big names there missing out in the top 10. Undertaker down and Levi Moulton's both crashing out here in qualifying. Absolutely devastating for them. Dev P also not quite up to speed. Currently down in P15. Nick in P40, and he'll be very disappointed with that as well, Nick. Lewis W in P13. Here he wanted to make moves up the grid. Would he ask him out a realistic driver? He's got his team boss watching. I'm hoping for a good performance there from Lewis throughout this Grand Prix. Of course, we have no formation lap as well, guys, so the drivers will, of course, adjust their tyre pressures, adjust their fuel load and their tyres, and we'll get ready for the start of the Jeddah Grand Prix. If you are new around here, SMS on my Discord in the Twitch chat. We'll bring you into our Discord server. We currently have 370 members in our Discord. We have 5 leagues across 3 days, and it's unbelievable. It's one of the best racing leagues I've ever been involved with. I know I probably sound biased being a commentator, but if you are, just learn your craft, trying to, of course, make your way in the league racing scene. There is no better place to be than Formula 7 racing. SMS my Discord in the chat, and I think the time was a 26.8 or 25.8, sorry. Very fast. So you would have been at the back, John, unfortunately. Mind Jeddah is a good track for you, I do remember that. But I'm not sure you quite have the speed of some of these guys at the top here. But we are waiting for the lights. Hopefully we have no issues. We had a few issues, of course, in silver with connection. Hopefully we don't have that here in the gold division. We can see some brilliant racing throughout. And we do go to 5 red lights here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go. It's a good start from the pole setter of Casey. If he comes in towards turn 1, a lot of scraps towards the back as well to get through. Well, Henke follows through, as does Reese. Reese in one position in towards P3, as all the pack now does follow on through. No contact seemingly through turn 1. Absolutely brilliant racing from those involved. We'll go back on board and just see the time screen. A very clean getaway for Jeddah. That is seriously impressive. We got Paco right on the back of F1 Jacks as well. Fanfonius making 2 moves. We've got one driver off. We knew it was going to happen. It's Sendro. Sendro's went over that curve that I mentioned about in qualifying. So easy to do. Coming out of turn 7. And now Sendro's going to have to fight his way back up the field on those mediums. Going down to P12. Brilliant racing throughout. And we now have Paco and F1 Jacks side by side here. Oh, that's not a place you usually go overtaking. Paco's had to go off the road to keep the position. Jax is going to keep his foot in and try and put pressure on the Ferrari driver. We've got Onster behind as well. We've got a lot of drivers pushing here. Onster seems to be the most likely to make an overtake at this current moment as he barrels down in towards turn 19. Nothing quite doing there for the Alpine driver as they all filter their way through. Henke is still holding on massively well to train in front, and Onster is all over the back of Fanfonius. Here on lap 1, Fanfonius also over the back of Jax. Massive pressure being applied to the Ferrari and the Haas respectively. No moves doing yet, as we could see. Nick clipping the wall on the outside as well. You don't want to do that too often, even on reduced damage. We've got Fanfonius here looking for a move, and we've got Henke looking for a move for the lead, and he gets it here on the end of lap 1. He overtakes in towards turn 1, and now Casey's being swamped. We've got Reese on the outside, a little bit of contact there. He's also got the Haas of Paco on the inside, and they filter through well. Reese has to back out, and he goes down to P4, but brilliant racing from the 4 in front. Jax already has a 3-second time penalty. That is absolutely massive in the Grand Prix. Here's Onster. He's shown such good race pace here. It's not like Fanfonius is struggling, it's just Onster is so quick. We also got some overtakes at the back. And I think Sendro's had another moment here. It's not the Grand Prix you would have wanted. Also Jax at the back, who got a time penalty, has also had an incident there. It might have been in that Gago at turn 1. We will wait and see for that at the end of the race, of course. As we can see, Onster still right on the back of Fanfonius, getting a lot of airtime as Onster. We'll see if anyone else is also looking to line up a move. We'll stay on board with, of course, Paco, who set some blistering lap times this season, even around Spain. I think he was 3 tenths ahead of the pack. So Paco is an absolutely amazing driver for TTL Esports. Of course, TTL Esports, one of our affiliates. Great to see so many TTL guys in this server, and some who's even come from F7 to TTL, like Sendro. So absolutely amazing to see that. As we can see, Onster still right on the back of Fanfonius. Fanf braking very late there, and that's held Onster up, and that's going to invite Natia to try and go for a move. Onster having to use a lot of battery to defend here. And we got Paco at the front, also going for a move there on Casey, and also on the lead with Henke. Nothing quite doing there, of course, for Paco, who goes right on the back of him. And now he's using all the DRS. He's trying to get the move done. He's on the soft tyres as Paco. That's why he's trying. Henke on the hards, as is Casey. We'll have a look at the tyre compounds. Onster's out! Onster's out! Oh, that is absolutely awful for Onside. He's lost it. That's exactly what happened to me in fantasy. You clip the inside of the wall coming through turn 4. That is race done. There is no getting away from it. That's absolutely devastating. Jax has also retired in the pit lane. Not the race he would have wanted. Hopefully he's got a TikTok-worthy clip, though, they can put on there. But yeah, not the race he would have wanted, Jack. He's shown some absolutely brilliant pace throughout, so it's a real shame he's not being able to get the most out of this race weekend. We now see Sendro right behind Dev P, really pushing on, trying to, of course, re-establish his lead in this race. And we got Paco now, who is just settling behind Henke. I think Henke went a little bit deep then. Of course, DRS is now enabled. It is lap 3. In all the chaos, we missed it. And we're going to see a lot of move now. We've got Jake making a move on his teammate of Nat Mobile, going on through. That is an absolutely brilliant move there for Jake on his teammate. We now got Reese and Casey going side by side as well out of the final corner. And we've also got Paco overtaking Henke. It's all happening here in Jeddah. Could we see 3 wide going towards turn 1? Not quite. They slot back into the single file. Very smart racing from those out in front, unfortunately for them. As we can see, Fanfonia staying with the stream well. Showing some really good consistency, showing some really good ERS usage. I wouldn't recommend using it for the corners though, Fanf. But yeah, we got Nick right on the back of Undertaker Dylan here. Looking for a move, nothing quite doing here. We'll stay on board the Ferrari man just to see if he can make it stick. Just thought Fan for this, we're going to go for a move for just a second there on Reese. These two have history. But nothing quite doing there for the Dutchman of Fanfonius. We've got Levi Martins also on that train behind Nick and Undertaker Dylan. Undertaker Dylan, kind of a bottle. Kind of a cork in the bottle there for the rest of the field. Trying to get on through. There's a 2-second gap between Dylan and Lewis for the lead DRS train. The top 9 all of their train. And also the bottom 9. Up until about P16 of Tomo, who unfortunately had a moment. We got B Wright currently in P8, make that P7 for the Aston Martin driver. Brilliant move there from Ben into the top 7 on his wheel debut. We got Henke right behind Paco, and Henke of course will want to look for a move on the Haas driver when his tyres start to wear off. Currently on the hards is Henke in a very, very good position. We will have a look at the tyres right now. As we can see, 3 of the top 4 are on the hards. They are in such a phenomenal position here in terms of the fact that they can go to either the mediums or the softs, depending on their choice, in the final stint. Oh, there's a battle here going on between Levi Martins and Dylan, and also Sendro. Sendro making a brilliant move there, going towards turn 4, Levi Martins. What a move there from TTL Sendro. And they're going side by side further ahead as well. Oh, there's a bit of lag. I thought that was Dylan going flying into the wall. That's just his, his internet. If you want an epitome of Wi-Fi issues, look at Undertaker Dylan. We will, and there's contact, and there's more contact, and I think we will go, and Undertaker Dylan's out, and Nick's out. And, oh my god, he didn't ghost. Zetu just went flying into him. Oh my god, why did he not ghost? Ghosting is on, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, but unfortunately Zetu has lost a whole chunk of wing from that, and it is a safety car here on lap 5, and yeah, there's not much you can really say about that incident. It's very hard to tell where Dylan is on track with his internet, and it's one of those really bad things with crossplay. When you get a driver with very sus internet, it's always going to end in disaster for the drivers that don't. It's going to be very interesting now in terms of strategy. I think the mediums might want to go up the hard here, as will Paco, but what do the hard tyres do? I think they've got to stay out. Casey and Reese go in. Henke stays out, of course, as does the rest of the field, all coming in. Dev P, I think, will come in as well because he got a penalty, as will everyone else at the back. So everyone on the grid has pitted, apart from CPI Henke. So he has track position, but being the lead car, I think he's made a massive error here. I did say I thought the hard runners would stay out, but someone proved me wrong, and I think they're going to try and opt for a 2-stop strategy here, or try and drag those mediums to the end. They'll be very worn, but it is possible. So yep, Henke, usually the hunter, is now the hunted. And of course, he is the driver on the oldest tyres in the field. 5-lap old hards. Everyone else either on fresh hards, mediums, or if you're Levi Martins, you're on the fresh soft compound tyres. And I think Levi's done a smart thing here, because you can go soft medium. And you know, it opens up as well to a mid-race safety car. And obviously there's a safety car, guys, so just be aware, of course, on the restart, don't go all out, trying to battle each other and, you know, causing further incidents and further safety cars. Just try and get a flow to this race. It was unfortunate the incident with Dylan, Nick, and, and everyone else who powered in behind, but yeah. Let's try and obviously focus on the remainder of this race. Henke nearly getting disqualified. You get like 3 seconds to get back behind the safety car. He did manage to do it, just did Henke. But do excuse me, I'm just going to have a quick drinks break and then I'll be right back. As I was saying that, Henke, although has realised his error, he has come into the pits, and so has Dinaldi. Henke has lost so many positions from that, and oh my god. I know it's so hard being at the front of the train, especially on the hard compound tyres. He had such a difficult choice, Henke. But unfortunately for him, he's going to have an absolutely flawless race now to come back through the field. Yeah, Dennis, I think at that point you should have stayed out. I think pitting now it's a little bit too late. You're going to go right to the back of the grid. And although Henke is an absolutely brilliant driver and will do his absolute best to car through the field, it's a huge ask now and it's going to drain so much of his battery doing so. To get back, of course, into the leaders race. And yeah, but it's absolutely amazing you being in the top 6 at the moment. Of course, still a long way to go, so I'm not going to jinx you. But it's a brilliant drive from loads of people out there in the field. We've got Casey and P2 still holding it. Of course, after qualifying on pole, we've got Paco there really showing his race pace. After, of course, what I'd say a suboptimal qualifying from Paco. He hasn't had the moments that we used to seeing from him. However, that race pace, well and truly, has been there for Paco on the soft compound tyres at the start of this race. Yeah, Dennis, he's on wheel, so Ben's doing an amazing job, and Lewis, my Aston Martin driver, needs to get a move on. I'm just joking, Lewis. But no, absolutely amazing, of course. If you're not part of FM, we have a realistic division with team bosses. I am now the team boss at Aston Martin. It's absolutely amazing to be a part of the realistic gang as a team boss. It's so rewarding to see drivers, you know, make the most of opportunities, make the most of results, kind of sharing in those moments together. The safety car is in this lap, and Paco will lead us away here. And we will wait and see when the Astra does choose to get us underway yet again. Kessie and Reese will be very fast in the initial stages on the mediums, but those mediums will burn out quite quickly, as we can see the Aston Martin safety car now rounding the final corner. And we will go ahead and see where is Mr. Paco, as we can see a very, very slow restart. We do have a 35 km/h speed limit here, so we'll have to be very, very careful with that. And he has gone, Paco. He has gone. He's caught them out behind. And as we can see, he leads them away down in towards turn 1. Brilliant restart there from Paco. Again, a little bit of jockeying positions. We have Casey looking up the inside of Paco, but nowhere near close enough. Nat Mobile making a move on Sendro, side by side coming out of turn 2. A little bit of contact, but they get through well. Very good drive from the pair of them to avoid incident. And now we have got Levi Martins. There's going to be a car crash. Oh, they managed to avoid it. Sendro taking evasive action there. That wasn't not going to on Levi Martins. It's just you can't go too wide into that corner. Sendro realised that and went off the track. As we can see, a Williams of Nat Mobile doing the exact same thing. Oh my god, he's come back up the track and caused a car crash. Oh my god. I meant to say plane crash, by the way, not car crash. Of course it's a car crash. But yeah, we did get survivors out. There goes Lewis on B right. He has listened to me. B right goes wide. I think a little bit of contact with him and Lewis, and now he's under pressure from TTL Sendro, right on the back of the Aston Martin driver. Of course, the three-time gold world champion of B right. one of the best drivers to ever grace this lead, the Silver League Director, who will be retiring at the end of the season from being a Silver League Director. We're so disappointed to see Ben go from Silver League Director, but he'll still be a CEO and still a massive part of F7 Racing. And Pullum is out! VSC! Oh dear, I'm not sure what happened there. It's such a difficult corner, turn 19. Oh no. And it's a VSC here on lap 8. And unless he got damaged, I wouldn't expect any drivers to come to the pits here. Let's go and get a Henke update. Henke currently in P11. We got a car into the pits, and that is B right, I think, for damage. We'll just stay on board for the moment. I do apologise if we do miss a little bit of the restart. I just want to see if he's getting a wing change. Full safety car! Full safety car. So, yeah, we have got a reporting system, by the way, Mr. Pullum. So if you go into instant reporting, if you don't have the tags, let me know and I'll sort you out after. There's a way, obviously, to report these kinds of things. And we'll run you through that process, sorry. Apologies for that. It's not what we like to see happen, but yeah, it's a very difficult track. One mistake and, you know, it's either going to end yours or another driver's race. So, apologies you got caught up in that, mate. But strategy-wise, it may be interesting here because I think that's going to allow the medium runners to get to the end now with those two safety car periods. However, Levi Martins may have been handcuffed down the pit here, because he's not going to have enough laps to really make the fresh tyres work. So that's going to be very, very interesting for him. Somebody unfortunately crashed into poor Nathan. I didn't see who it was, but I think it was just a mistake under braking. We'll have a look at it afterwards. Obviously, it's not something that we do like to see, but unfortunately, accidents still happen in league racing. Yeah. But again, it's going to be very interesting to see if any drivers do change their strategy based on this safety car. Although it's only been 2 or 3 laps, some really do want the fresh rubber. They're probably on 10 to 12% wear at this moment. Top 3, 4, 5 don't come in. 6, 7. As everyone can find out, I can count to 7. But nope, Ginaudi does come into the pits. And he's towards the back, so I guess that's fair enough for Ginaudi. Probably getting on another set of medium compound tyres. But yeah, but it's Pacos that released away. But these hard runners must be dreading this safety car, because those medium runners of KC, Nick, Nat Mobile and Henke are all in a good position here. And of course, Henke on the freshest of the medium runners who didn't pit under the safety car. B-Right just caught the safety car as he pitted for a new front wing. So Ben will be very happy with that. And I'm glad I didn't jinx you, Ben, because of what happens right afterwards. But obviously, you know, still a long way to go in this race. And I'm not going to put you off, kid. He drove the back of the Mercedes. As, yeah, seeing these safety cars going a little bit slow here for some of the drivers liking. Red's got 7 points on Casey to win the race. Obviously, I bet 24k points on Reese to win the race. And then he won it off track with a penalty in fantasy. So, I hate you, Reese, and I wish you had a winner on track. So I would have got my channel points. But yeah, we will build them back up fairly quickly. Of course, I usually watch most of the races that I'm not involved in. But the safety car is in this lap. And will be Paco leads us away yet again. I'm just going to enable this just for the moment. And yeah, I thought Levi would have as well, Nathan, to be honest. I didn't even catch that. So it's very interesting what Levi's going to do here, because he's going to have to pit again. Those softs will not go to the end. And he has gone here, Paco. He's probably caught quite a few out in doing so. We're just going to take that off so people can see each other's DRSs, and away we go. But an absolutely brilliant restart again from Paco. Casey following right in behind, of course, on the medium compound tyres alongside V10 Nick. We'll have a look at the backs just to see if there's any squabbling going on like last time. It looks like fairly well behaved this time around as we go back to Reese and Casey as they look to hunt down XD Paco. We got a move as well towards the back for Zeus. Zeus out! Zeus out of the race! Oh, don't be an... Oh, no. I think it's another safety car. Oh... dear. By the way, guys, safety car is unreduced. However, some of these incidents have involved drivers literally being taken out into the wall despite it being on reduced damage. So, yeah, apologies for everyone watching. This is not a fun watch. It's not fun to commentate on either, to be honest. But, you know, you've got a few drivers at the back being a little bit too aggressive, and unfortunately Zetu now has ended his race. And, yeah. Will anyone pit under safety car number 3? The McLaren does, and the Williams follows. So Fanflis and Jake are in. Will Levi Martin's finally get rid of the softs he will. Apparently you just need to wait an extra lap, Nathan, for another safety car. Oh, that's a bump. No damage done, I don't think, but yeah. Little love tap there from Nat to Lewis. But yeah, all those drivers pitting will be going on to a fresh set of medium compound tyres. Or hards if you are not. I think he must have used both of his mediums. Same with Gennady. I'm not sure why Gennady pit, to be honest. Because he literally pitted under the previous safety car. We'll have a look at that's penalty as well. That's a corner cutting one, so just struggling to get removed. Let's have a look at positions gained. So we've got Paco up by 4. We've started with the softs, and then had Henke, of course, decided to stay out under the first safety car. He's now back to P5, may I add. This is such a weird race. We got Casey down 1, Reese remaining in P3, Sendro up 2, what we just mentioned, Henke, Tomo up 5, B right up 5, Dev P up 7, Fanfilus down 2, Jake down 1, Lewis up 2, Levi Martin's up 6, Nat down 3, and Gennady up 6 by coming from the back of this grid to still be at the back of this grid, but with a lot less runners. So you have like a mini game for safety car simulators for like people who are spectating. Like have a little mini game off by the side where you can like enjoy or something when it's like a race like this. You know, something to kind of entertain you while all the chaos is happening. And, you know, you sat here again for another 2 or 3 laps, trying to think about what to say, and it's like, you know, there's not really much to talk about. But we've seen some really good racing so far this weekend. We've seen Bronze have absolutely amazing results. Don Dedge returning and getting P2. That is absolutely massive for Don Dedge. He is such a nice guy, brilliant driver, runs his own league, and he does an absolutely phenomenal job here in F7 as a steward. Brilliant to see him getting a great result on his return and being back on the grid full time. We've got Nathan getting P3 and Bronze, so another podium for Nathan. I'm hoping to see another win for Nathan as well this season. It's very hard considering Fia, Jack and Taylor in Bronze. But I tend to count it as we have Taylor, Jack, and then the winner in terms of... That's how I count it in terms of Bronze, as I'm like looking at the order. But no, it's been absolutely brilliant racing in Bronze as well. And then Silver, we had some great battling, of course, towards the back. And then, of course, at the front, Not very much going on. Sam the Man pretty much dominating to a race win with the thanks of Destroyed Rex car blocking me in the pit lane for 7 seconds because EA have made an absolutely phenomenal job of ruining the game that we love so much. Luckily enough, this league more than makes up for that. And although there's been a few safety cars, racing here is usually very respectful, and I'm sure those are just, accidents that do occur. But I am hoping at the end of this lap the safety car will come in, because if it's another lap, it's gonna be very painful for me to sit through another lap. The Aston Martin's got enough show time. We know the Aston Martin's got a safety car in this game. It looks very nice, but I think we've seen enough of that now. The only Aston Martins I want to see on track is Dev P and B Wright, the two former championship rivals in Season 5 of Gold, now currently teammates in Season 8. It's absolutely amazing to see the turnover. These two were battling hand over fist for a championship. B Wright and PX Limits versus Dev P. And I can't remember who his teammate was. Nathan might be able to remember, but Dev P did an absolutely phenomenal job, and Season 5 was such a good season across all divisions. The safety car is in this lap, but it's absolutely amazing to kind of go through the history of it and see who teammates are now. They've gone from rivals for the title to now working together so well. We'll see if they team orders at Aston Martin over the course of this Grand Prix. But we will see when Paco does choose to get us underway on the safety car restart. And he has gone now, Paco. And he's caught a lot of the drivers out here, including Casey, who's lost 6 tenths to him. At the start of it, we've got also a lot of drivers now going in towards turn 1. Let's see if there's any battles up and down the field. See if a few have learned the lessons as well. The Mercedes having a little bit of a look there. That was Tomo and Henke. Nothing quite doing there as they all filter through well. Side by side goes the Red Bull and the Williams. But through goes Levi Martins. ART Tomo has unfortunately lost it. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Tomo in his first race here in F7. Oh, and fun for this, and Jake went side by side, and Jake's had to bail out of that, and I think Jake's not too impressed by that, and just kind of letting the cars go through and letting himself cool down a bit. That's very, very good racing from Jake, just to cool himself off. We'll have a look at that after the race. But we move on. Here on lap 14, we might actually get a lap of racing here. We got Casey hunting down XD Paco. Let's see what these three can do out in front. Sendro is falling away. He's going to have to use some battery to close back up. His Norwegian counterpart of Henke as well is holding on massively to him. However, there is a gap from Dev P downwards. Oh, Dev P's crashed! Oh, we just went on board with the American driver. He has crashed. Please, no safety car. No safety car, but you can see Dev P just getting his car turned around the right way. And he is back going again. Going on board with Reese now. The front three millimetres apart here in Jeddah as they do battle for the race. And that's so unfortunate for Dev P, who will sink to the back of this field. Fanfulness as well after having an incident. And yep, Casey looking for a move on Paco. Nothing quite doing there. Massive thank you to everyone tuning in on this Sunday evening. Great to see so many faces here in the Twitch chat. As we can see Tomo making a move on Jake, who is in the pit lane. So Tomo in a bit of a world of his own at the moment. Why close back up? Casey's got so much pace here. He's not even burning ERS. He's just got pure speed. And of course those medium tyres will be better at this stage. But the question is, how long will they hang on for compared to the hards? When will the hards start to come into their own? Fanfulness has retired in the pit lane. Not the result Fanfonius would have wanted. And yep, we are down to 12. And we have 10 laps to go here in Jeddah. As we can see, everyone just kind of settling into this final stint, kind of getting away from the carnage. Nobody really overly pushing at the moment. As we can see, Casey carries so much speed. He turned it a little bit earlier there, just had to correct slightly just to avoid going onto that inside barrier. Kind of like that of what Oster did, I think, at turn 5. I may be wrong there. He lost his wheel at that corner, so I assume he's done that, because I've done that before myself. But here he goes. Here is Casey, of course, his teammate for the day, the pole sitter. Can he go for a move? The Northern Irishman hunting down XD Paco. Here on lap 15, going in towards turn 1, side by side, he goes through. There's an Northern Irishman up into the lead of this race, and it's a great move there. We've also got the Aston Martin in the background, also looking for a move, and the Alfa Romeo, nothing quite doing there. As we also look a little bit further back, we've got Levi Martins, and I think that is Mobile, also battling. Mobile already flashing here, not the kind of thing you would have wanted. That Mobile set the fastest lap of this race, so 1:29.984. Great lap there from him. We've got Reese also pushing out, trying to stay with his front two. Of course, Paco is really struggling on his hards. And I think Reese has got to make a decision now as to whether he wants to try and get past Paco. If he feels he's going to lose the DRS to Casey, who at the minute is in an absolute league of his own. And I think compared to everyone else here on an island of his own, I don't think we've got many Northern Irishmen in the disc club. It's absolutely amazing to see one. Oh, that's a 3 second for Paco. That's huge. Paco's cut the corner, coming out of turn 16. And that could be curtains for a potential race win here in Jeddah for the Haas driver. He's lost almost the DRS race. He's clinging on for dear life. Sendro as well, trying to cling on to his teammate. He's got his friend and countryman of Henke right on the back of him as well. These two are going to battle side by side. We've also got battle towards the front. Here comes Reese. Alexei Paco coming out on the final corner. Great move there from Reese. Space left by both. Reese now moves into the slipstream and moves up to P2 in this race. I think Paco happy just to let him there. Henke also making a move on Sendro. And here comes B right on the wheel. Can he make a move here? He just thinks better of it. Just backs out. Single file through turn 1. As we can see, Paco clinging on now. Reese has carried him back up to Casey again. And Casey, he might have thought he might be able to get away, but not now. I think DRS is enabled this lap as well. We will wait and see. I may be getting my laps mixed up, but they are pushing really hard here. The P2 and P3 setters to try and close back up, and Henke is there. The shark in the water is right at the back. Jake's had the fastest lap of this race now as well. We're 1:28.1. I hope for Jake's sake he can get back in towards the points, because I don't think that incident was anything of his doing. Oh, and he gets a 5 second time penalty for corner cutting. That might make it a tad harder to do so now. And Reese is closing right the way up to Casey here. You see, just getting a wash of understeer here off the back of that Alpine. Going through turn 21 as they now barrel down the back straight and in towards the final corner they go. Down the inside goes the Alpha Tauri Reese. He breaks late on purpose to try and get the second help in the DRS. He got the detection point. And now he's going to go through on the Alpine. Side by side they go. The two medium runners jostling here on the streets of Jeddah. And he goes through this V10 Reese into the leaders race for the first time in this race. Casey falls on through, manages to defend from XD Paco. Towards the back we also have Levi Martins hunting down Lewis W, who has lost to the RS in the train in front. There's a yellow flag and that's that Mobile's out. That Mobile was out here on lap 18 and it's a VSC. And that'll be, I think, the end of Jake's race, I would suspect. Yep. So, congratulations. If you finish, you will get a point. What a mess of a Grand Prix. There's been some great racing from some, but yeah, there's been some absolute carnage at times. Obviously, if there is anything that you have been involved in, just getting an instant ticket after this race. If you are a reserve and you don't have access to the tickets, please do let me know. And I'll happily give you the tags to be able to do so, and we'll get you all set up. And yep, just like Fantasy Red, which is on Monday nights at 7 PM UK time now. Absolutely amazing. Your team, your team, your logo, your livery. Absolutely amazing racing fantasy team-based championship. Everyone scores points as long as you finish the race. Absolutely amazing concept drummed up by Nathan, the F7R team, currently run by Red Wildfire and F7R Super Turbo. And of course, DRS is enabled, and we are back underway here. And Casey is hunting down the V10 Reese on the restart. Brilliant restart yet again for Northern Irishman. He just backs out going in towards turn 1. Again, single file again. We've got Levi Martins, of course, pushing on through as well. And yeah, it would have been a little bit smoother if I wasn't losing my voice, Fred. I'm trying. I haven't done comms in a few weeks, so my voice has well and truly gone. But we are pushing on here in Jeddah, and AERT Tomo has now retired from this session. He didn't fancy that 1 point for Mercedes. I don't think Toto would like 1 point either, to be honest, so, you know, I think he's very, very familiar with his team boss. And you can see Henke scrubbing up against the wall then, and you can get away with that with reduced damage on. You know, I've been doing little things in terms of racecraft as well that you can kind of get away with on reduced damage. Like you can have the odd little nick on the walls, which makes it a lot less stressful when doing a track like Jeddah, because you know you can get away with these little bumps. Like coming into here, turn 20, you can have a little glance at that wall, and it will just send you towards the curve as long as you just glance it. So you know, it's one of those where there's a massive benefit when you get it right. And Reese, being a time trial merchant, is using his battery when he doesn't really need to. Casey has the DRS. He's not really going to lose that. He's just going to gain all the time back on the straight. We have 6 laps to go here in Jeddah, and let's see, can V10 Reese bring home, I think, his first victory in gold this season? He's got a couple in fantasy, but can he get it in the pinnacle of the gold division here? Right up to the wall there goes V10 Reese. With his luck, I wouldn't be doing that. But Casey is in fine form here and really not really batting an eyelid at this moment. It's content just to sit behind him by his time. So is Paco, so is Henke. All of them have 100% ERS. You can see the racecraft from these drivers in front. They are all prepared. Oh my god, Henke had a massive snap. And that could have been Kurt instead of a Norwegian driver. He's done very well to catch that Henke. The old version of Henke, that would have been in the ball and the car would have been 100 pieces. That is the new breed. That's the F123 version of CPI Henke. He's got the pace, the consistency, and of course, the reactions to be able to stay on track now. And that's just making him some force, and I'm sure we will see him in the higher esports scene at some point in the future if he does go on the way that he is, because he's an absolutely phenomenal driver. And we do see Casey right on the back of Reese. And will he go for a move here down in towards turn 26? It'll be a little bit early because Reese will get DRS on the main straight, of course. He has got him here. Would it be a little bit of DRS chicken from the pack? No, there isn't. They go single file in towards 26. And now out of the corner, here comes, of course, the DRS. And all the cars following behind. They're separated by about 2 or 3 attempts each way. Henke just backing out saying, I want none of this. And let's see, does Reese go for a move here? Does Paco go for a move? Paco looking down the inside, clatters over the curve, as he would do normally on a qualifying lap. He's right on the rear tyre. Reese, that could be dangerous. Here comes Henke. Henke by this time. He went for the move. He's been patient. Can he slice his way through? He's had to go slightly off the track. Oh, it's going to cost them both time here. Side by side through the S's. This is not what you want to be. It's brilliant race and respect shown by them. But they have now got to catch back up with this train. Paco's went all over the curve. I was thinking, where's Henke going? It was Paco who was off the track. But yeah, Paco back on now, and these two have got to really push to stay in this DRS train. Oh! Henke nearly lost it again! Oh my word, he's right on the edge. Here in Saudi Arabia, we've got a yellow flag. That's a Bay Rice, who's lost a part of his wing. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I think he's just had an instant with Lewis W. Oh, now Reese and Casey have run away from it. Henke's made the mistake. Paco got stuck over the curb coming out of turn 9, and that propelled him, of course, over the straight, and that's lost him so much time as well. So these two now are on their own little battle. But let's see now, of course, there's a battle going on for the lead, and Reese has made a move back again. And Casey, they're both trading positions each and every time. But let's see who'll come out on top between these two. We've also got Henke in the background. We'll stay on board, because I think Casey's going to make an easy move down around the outside, going in towards turn 1. And he should be well clear going towards the braking zone, as is Henke. And now towards the back, we've got a free wide going towards turn 1. Levi Martin through the middle. Oh, there's contact. Oh no, Ginaldi's just spun Levi Martins. Oh dear, I thought it was going to be some brilliant race. It turned out it was... Oh no, sorry, it wasn't Ginaldi, it was Lewis W. Sorry, Ginaldi. It's very rude of me. But yeah, that's so unfortunate for Levi. Not what you could have done there. He left the space. You made an absolutely brilliant move through the middle. It's just unfortunate it didn't quite come off there for the Red Bull driver. But as we can see, Henke slowly edges his way back into DRS. If anyone can get it back, it's him. As you can see, he's using that battery. And I'm very, very surprised the front two are not using theirs to try and keep him out. He is the one man I would not want in my DRS range. Between I would not be able to stop, obviously. But yeah, Henke will get it on the next straight by the looks of things. As will Paco. So this lead train has reformed. The Lewis train has also now got two members after Lewis took out the other one. But yeah, V10 Reese now, as you can hear him, he's lifting. The games are beginning here on the final couple of laps. This is where the strategy does come into play. However, these two have got to be very careful, because as mentioned, they've got the Norwegian driver of Henke right behind, ready to feed on the leftovers. But hopefully this time he can do so without, of course, you know, having another twitch. Low of a love tap there from Henke, just helping reach on his way. Again, just slotting him behind the AlphaTauri driver. And again, I think these four are going to go right to the finish line here. It's so unfortunate that Paco's got that penalty. We'll see if that does get removed after the race. You know, anything could happen to get that penalty. You know, could have been forced off track. So we'll bear in mind that Paco is in this fight, as far as we're concerned. But for the most part, from this top four, they produced some absolutely brilliant racing, which has been amazing to see. Unfortunately, down the grid, the less said the better. Henke again having a nice little wall tap there. As I mentioned, you can get away with a few of them. Not too many though. As we can see, Paco's piled on the pressure onto the back of Henke. It'd be an unorthodox overtake. I think he's just going to slot him behind here, going into turn 20. He does so. As you can see, the four cars going through in tandem, and they're so close together here. They're all within a second of the leader of Casey. And could we see a free car overtake here on the straight? Here we go. Is Reese going to go for the move, or is he going to wait for the main straight? Here comes Henke down the inside. Go CPI Henke. He's made the move on Reese, and can he make it now for the lead? He tucks at the slipstream and goes towards the back of Oldster. We also have Paco on the outside, Reese on the inside. Could we see four wide going in towards turn one? Side by side they go. Casey goes through. Henke goes round the outside, Reese backs out. And they all make their way through. What a move by Henke. Going from P3 to P2, and he could have easily got P1 as well. Casey used a little bit of ERS to get away. Brilliant racing from the four of them there as they push now on the final field after this race. As we can see, Henke has lost a little bit of time to Casey going side by side, but I think he will make that back up quite easily here. I'll avoid looking at the ERS just so I don't spoil it for the other drivers. In fact, I just won't say what the ERS... Oh my god, Henke's having now a snap. Henke is really struggling here in terms of the tyre temps. You might have got them slightly wrong here. He's having to really push the car, and he's losing it almost every time. He's managed to hold it though just and kept in the DRS range. Casey though isn't even pushing. He's at the 1 second margin. This could be massive. One mistake from Henke in this race could completely open up, and Henke's made a fair few this race. And you know, luckily enough, he's managed to recover from them. But it's been massive, and now these three are all battling, and now Paco goes towards P2, a little bit of wheel banging there from the Alfa Romeo and the Haas, as they barrel down in towards turn 26, side by side they go, space there from both. You see Henke making another mistake, he's struggling, he's got a twitchy rear end, he's wagging his tail all over the shop. As they barrel down in towards turn 1, Paco goes down the inside on Casey. What a move there from XD Paco, using the inside curve to propel his way through and carry all the momentum. Casey has the most DRS of the four though, and he's pushing really hard. Casey's still in a prime position here. We could see, of course, Paco with that penalty. We don't know if he's going to get removed or not. We've got to keep going. And as you can see, Henke right behind as well. Reese going for a little excursion there, I think, but he's got away with it, and he is still right at the back of the straight. I don't think he needed to use the DRS though. I think those are the times where you just got like, oh my god, Henke's just anyway flying into the back of Casey there. Henke really showing his pace later on. He's making a few errors. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I think that was a bit of lag. But we move. But as we can see, it's a four-way battle for the win here on lap 25, the final lap of this race. And Casey now deploying all that ERS. He's got 57% to use here on the final lap. Can he get anywhere near Paco? Paco is already flashing. And here come the other three behind. They're all going to squabble for it as they come in towards turn 26. 7 tenths is the gap. What's it going to be coming towards the line? I think it's only one of the top threes for a take. And recently gets an amazing switch back. Paco defends to the inside. Round the outside goes Casey. Paco parks it on the exit. And here comes the RS. And the DRS up towards the line. Comes the Alpine. He's going to take it. Casey over the line wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Henke gets P2. Reese P3. And Paco with that penalty gets P4. He was back. I think he was P2 on track. But oh my God, what amazing racing from the four of them. It's been a really, really scrappy race, but the front four have really, really done themselves justice. That was absolutely brilliant race. The respect shown throughout, and they are an absolute credit to F7 this weekend. That was absolutely brilliant. Ginaldi's going to come home. Ginaldi, the ever present. We absolutely adore you, Ginaldi. You know what you do for this league. As he comes up towards the line, and I hope he doesn't disqualify himself. I think he might, just to be nice, but I hope he doesn't. I hope he takes a checkered flag here. I think he's letting Ben through because he's a goal driver. That's very nice of Ginaldi, actually. As you can see, Ben swerving his way through. I think he would have liked a better race, but he does come home in P8, and Ginaldi gives Ben P9. What a gent Ginaldi is. An absolutely amazing race, and from those at the front. Apologies to those who were caught up in incidents, of course. Get them reported. But, wow. There were some real moments in that race which were absolutely brilliant. Massive props to everyone involved. And we will go, of course, to the podium celebrations. As it is, of course, Kersey, who wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix from CPI Henke. Reese comes on P3, Paco P4. We'll see what that penalty does come down to, because he may, of course, get P2. Sendro in P5, Lewis in P6, Levi Martin in P7, B right in P8, and Ginaldi goes to let him be right through to come home in P9. And we're just going to go through the DNFs, because there was a lot of them. Just going to quickly get the race directed, just in case anyone needs it. It's always a good thing to get for anyone who does stream league racing, just in case a driver forgets to get it, then of course you do have that on stream. But a massive thank you for tuning in this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure calling the fastest division here in F7. It's unfortunate it wasn't a cleaner one. A few incidents in there, a lot of work to do for the stewards in gold, but we look forward to seeing Nathan back next week. But yeah, thank you very much for having me, and thank you very much for tuning in on this Sunday evening. We will see you next time.